Jesus and the Adulterous Woman, Part 4 of 5, John 8, 7 through 8. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again, he stooped down and wrote on the ground. So what is happening here? Why does Jesus say this about casting stones? Is he purposely exposing this woman to the wrath of this crowd? I mean, the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, they bring this woman to Jesus apparently early in the morning, which sort of implies, or at least one would assume, that the adultery took place like the previous evening or maybe in the early hours of the morning. It's kind of hard to imagine that adulterers would get up at 4 a.m. to do whatever, adulterers do. But come to think of it, if they did, that would at least show their level of commitment, I suppose. So apparently these guys have had this woman in custody of sorts for at least a couple of hours. They bring her to Jesus, make a sloppy accusation that is just oozing with insincerity and irregularities, and Jesus just ignores them, bends down, and he starts writing in the dirt. Apparently this does not deter them much because they just keep badgering Jesus for an answer. And of course he gives them one. He who is without sin cast the first stone. The only man who never lived in a glass house is saying this. Why? Because apparently the way this typically worked was that both of the parties in the adultery would be present and be accused by more than one witness. And if stoning were determined to be the punishment, then the witnesses would be the ones to cast the first stone. So do you see what's going on here? How do you tell someone they are full of it without telling them they are full of it?